Hello, hello. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron Old World Blues with Dawson.
I'm Dawson.
We are all both playing Super Mutant Nations and are going to try and make friends with each other. Let's hop right back into it and hit play. You can hit play when you're ready, Dawson.
Honestly, this is gonna be a pretty relaxing game for me. I don't know about you. I just get to sit in my big city and make money until accidents start happening
Mm,
later. But we don't worry about that yet. Right now, we're making stacks.
So, right now I'm just preparing for the inevitable wars that the Troll Warren has to get involved in. Uh,
Really badass. You could do the super meta strat and start declaring on multiple nations at once, and then fight like I remember I saw a guy who fought the Carcass Walkers and the Rib Breakers at the same time, and then turned around and fought the Apostles, the Marrow Drinkers, and the Bone Dancers all at the same time again.
but you see, that requires you to be good at the game, which I'm not.
Well, I don't know about that. You have more hours than I do.
That doesn't mean I'm good at it, it just means I like playing it.
Yeah, but like this is one of those games that you can't be good at it unless you play it. So you're on the right track to be good.
I tried playing regular Hearts of Iron and cried.
Yeah, I did too.
That's actually on stream. Well, it was regular. It was the Civil War mod that somebody had recommended to me, and I cried.
Oh, oh yeah. I'm kind of sorry you had to play. From what I remember, the Civil War mod's pretty cheeks. I'll be honest.
How many hours do you both got? Tyrant King wants to know. I have. Hold on.
515.
I have 587.9 hours.
So that means I've played Hearts of Iron, Old World Blues for 400 hours, Kaiserreich for another 100, standard game for about 15.
Seems about right. Okay, I just finished Warriors of the Wild. I'm gonna go ahead and do. Holy shit! Tyrant King has 733.3 hours.
So there's some people who get like mega hours in this game. Like I've seen people with like 10,000 hours in Hoy. I'm like, dude, I couldn't. 10,000?
When I'm really just wanting to like wind down, I like to just hop on and play House and do nothing for hours as Mr. House. But
I did that with the Alamo chapter.
yeah.
In
I'm
Mex,
gonna I'm gonna
go
read
ahead.
another blurb real fast. Lead. Don't use that voice, Brian. That's a Superman voice that hurts your throat. Hold on, I need to take a sip of my drink now. I'm damaging my vocal cords forever. Lead. Powder. The thundering sound of death. These are the weapons of old. These that have determined the fate of uncountable lives through history. They are within our capacity to create. The more so, and more so, something that our warriors covet and trust. It is natural for all supermutants to desire such weaponry. And I'm working on weapons of the past now. You can hit play whenever you're ready. Yes, Dawson, that's how you spell his name.
It's awesome. I can't see this. Actually, is there a way I can see the Twitch? Wait, what are you streaming on? Twitch only, right?
Yes. Are
Okay.
you part of the Gas Network Discord? You never joined the Gas Network Discord, did you?
Maybe I did.
I know you're in Gas Friends, the secret server that only friends I invite to it go to. That was
Oh,
actually
what the
from
shit?
before the
Hold
Gas
on, hold
Network.
on. Real quick. I gotta say this. I just got an event.
Hmm?
Um, I just got 1,200 bottle caps for
Oh,
free.
nice.
All right, well, we're getting that construction speed, lifting that tax on luxury goods. I'm set for money for the rest of the game because of that. That's pretty neat.
Looks like the Desert Rangers are starting to get busy nearby you. I have no cap income,
Oh,
but
I
it's because
I
I
don't
don't have a
worry about
trade
that.
hub of any kind. The Washington Brotherhood is actually having a pretty fucking hard time with the
Yeah.
I almost said Yamaka Nation.
Oh no, that's over. They're gonna die in like a month at this point because now
Yeah.
that the Washington Brotherhood has their has finished up that north corner. Now they're gonna
Oh,
steamroll because all their guys are gonna come down there.
you know what it is? I'm used to playing the game at the max speed and having him be like, by the first video, be done with that war.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Not much else of interest
I'm a
is
little
going on in
scared of
the
the
world.
Washington Brotherhood actually, because if we're allied, I'm gonna have to fight them too, and I don't know how I don't know how to beat power armor with these guys. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I can just have like copious anti-tank platoons in my infantry and just like be like a wall. That'd be kind of funny.
My closest trade hub. My closest hubs are Portland and Arroyo and Crow's Haven if I want to get one. Good to know. Thank you, Tyrant King. And I got another thing to read. Tribal DACA. We have captured countless firearms and captives capable of producing them throughout our conquest. You know, our conquest that hasn't begun yet. And it's time to put them to work, arming our warriors. The war can only get so far with the cudgels and hammers after all. Yay. Okay, you... oh, I hit play. Sorry, I should have said something.
You're good. You're good. You can control the speed as much as you want because I'm gonna be honest. Until about 10 focuses in, I'm not doing anything for most of the game. Like I just have to rush down the focus trees to get the uprising right now.
The nations are Portmaw, Arroyo, and Bone Dancers. Yeah, I knew Portmaw and Arroyo. I didn't know the Bone Dancers were controlling one of them, though. Okay, good to know. I'm going to focus on the internal spheres. Because honestly, I don't really need war support too heavily, because most of my wars are going to be declared through fucking Focus Tree with the Troll Warren.
Yeah, that's where Throds is a little bit different. I don't get very many wars through my focus tree, but a bunch of my focuses give me decreases to justify war goal times, so I
Mm-hmm.
can kind of expand in whatever way I want to. Which means honestly, I might just take the time to go and get like, if I after I beat Vault City, I'm gonna go and probably do like get like Ruby Valley Forge, and Ripple Rat Territory and Eastport and all these places, and maybe fight the 80s. Um,
I'd make one of the
or
high priorities early on to try and touch borders with me. That way we can just
yeah.
share that.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And then we can become trade partners with each other in order to help each other get more caps income. Oh, Lanny's cohort's doing shit now.
I'm lucky enough that I start in a really good spot in terms of trade. Like I'm like right in the middle of like
The
Sac
fucking...
City, Vault City, Ranger Citadel, Shady Sands. Like
You're one of the
if I just
prongs
start
of the
going
big
around taking
circle.
people over, what?
You're one of the spouts of the big circle. Or
Yeah.
spokes, that's what I meant to say. The big circle is fucking New Reno, Vault City, fucking Reading, the Den, and something else. I think Klamath is part of the big circle in lore, right? No, it's not. I don't remember what the actual prongs of the big circle are now. Huh.
I'll be green once I'm done with it.
Yes.
Not but super mutants and dead normies. I mean, I'm Mr. Right. I like humans very much. I think they're very interesting and cool. I do not want to murder them at all.
I now have the Pitman in charge of my army. Oh, I have army insignias. I don't normally have choices on those.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so after we get to the point that we can do our what do you put it? Like once we get to the point that like we're close enough to each other that we can do diplomacy like properly, I can license production your super mutants. And
Mm.
so that way I can have both like my super mutants, which are like super mutant, like the Boston super mutants who have like type guns and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can also take yours, which from what I understand are like literally like you guys are just out there in the woods of Oregon, right?
Yeah, we're straight up
Yeah,
like trolls. This whole
yeah. You
area
just
is
like walk
given.
around with big sticks and just like beat people to death.
They give this whole
But you're
area like a Lovecraftian horror tribal vibe, and I love it.
yeah, it's just everywhere you go, it's like, man, that would just suck, bro.
Yeah,
Like living mirelurks, cannibals, cults to like both like Judeo-Christian religions and also people who like worship like radiation and stuff. It's all toast.
I just realized, do I have a fucking port? No. Yes, I do. I can be making boats, can't I? Nope, because I don't have them researched. Alright, I'm now gonna do... more DACA. The firearms of the average tribal mutant are nothing impressive, but they are coveted and well maintained. These weapons are passed down from warrior to warrior. For when one veteran finds a weapon more suiting his position, his old is passed on to those who have not yet proven themselves. There is no inferior weapon among our people. Alright.
Huh.
Hit play again.
That's actually kind of neat.
Yeah, so a lot of the guns here are like scavenged from warriors in the wasteland, and some of them are being crafted from pipes and such, so... like, we're a very, like, tribal-based, or not, traditionally based people, I like to think. Tech-wise, what do I actually have in terms of tech?
Probably not a terrible amount, I'll be
We
honest.
got pipe guns and boards with nails through them. We're still learning electricity. We got basic support equipment, caravan stuff. We can make a canoe. Oh wow, the whole naval modules is fucking cool. What the fuck? I've not seen the naval modules area before. We can make basic huts, we know how to farm, we can make like multi-purpose equipment. Actually, how far can I go in different... Oh my god, I can barely research anything. I can get level 1 infantry, level 1 support, level 1 special forces, level 1 naval, level 1 industry, level 1 electronics, level 1 construction, and level 1 exploration. No vehicles, robots, power armor, or aircrafts for me.
I can have all of the above.
Ooh, I have met the wizard. Sailing among the FEV dumping grounds of Crater Lake, the first made their way to meet the mythical wizard. A hermit, more than any other mutant. The wizard was tough to get many answers from. Eventually, the first asked the wizard how he might bring about a new age for the supermutants. The wizard simply responded with one word. North! I need to go north. And I now have war justification. So we're going to declare war. Send. Simple as that. I have decisions available. Ruthless drills. I am not ever going to do ruthless drills. Where is that? So I can turn off. There we go. They haven't added a tank designer yet, have they? I don't know, because I can't research tanks. Have they added a tank designer yet?
I don't think so.
Also,
No, they haven't.
I've hit the play button.
So many staring eyes.
Yeah, no, the robots still have... Because I think the robots are what the tank replacements, right? Or is it not? Or they're tanks, like... Oh, improvised tank. Here it is. No, they still just have, like, tank platoons. There's not, like, a tank design
Okay.
yet.
It's not. No, I want to command these ones. Jesus. Okay, I've got my guys slowly pushing at... Well, I say slowly. We're gonna do this pretty quick.
Yeah, you just kind of walk into them and they just die.
I'm gonna pause for a second because I got a bunch of things to read. Let's see here. We're gonna use the promise of loot to get our people to fight better. And that's it. Alright, sorry. I hit play again.
For your infantry equipment, are you building guns or melee weapons?
I'm currently building melee weapons. I should switch that to guns, huh? We're not building pipe guns.
You should keep it on melee weapons, because melee weapons are better for offense. They have better breakthrough and attack.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll craft both.
I usually have one on guns, but and then the rest on melee weapons, because sometimes I like to have defense divisions, you know, give them like fire teams and all that stuff, and then just like hold like really good choke points and stuff with them.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh my god. The motorcycle thing's just moving across the supply line. What the fuck?
Like I said, that's
the
it's a little
stand-in.
cheesy for the supply.
The stand-in
Yeah.
graphics are amazing. So yeah, these are temporary graphics they put in while they work on the finalized version of things. Alright, I finished Omaha's Law. Let's research resistors. Tyron King wants to know, have you ever played the Chichen Itza?
No, I haven't actually.
Hold on. Someone.
The only time I've ever played
You
in
continue
Mexico
talking to
was
them.
whenever
Someone knocked on my door. I'll be right back.
Okay. The only time I've ever played in Mexico is whenever I played like Tlalocan and oh no, I don't know how to pronounce any of these. I'm very not good with accents, but like I only ever play like the AI.
I'm going to be away for just a moment. You keep the game paused and you keep them entertained, Dawson. I'm very sorry.
Okay, all good.
Okay.
Oh no, I have to be entertaining now. I don't know what to do. I'm not good at this. I'm not. Especially, I should actually pull up the Twitch thing first, huh? Mexico Nation's fun. I mean, like I haven't played it, most of them, so I don't know. But I know the like Rio Grande Republic has a really fun election. Like they do like an election or something like that, but I never actually got into it. I much prefer to play. Honestly, most games I play of Mobile Blues are just sitting around and as the Helios Brotherhood or the Mojave chapter, I mean, and then just like not doing anything because they build like super good defense divisions and then just like hang out.
Okay,
Hello.
I'm back. How much silence was there that I need to edit out later?
Quite a bit. I'm not very good at this whole Twitch chatting thing. I mean, I was just talking to chat.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna have this one run an extra 5 minutes, and hopefully it'll even out good. Sorry, I have roommates now who run a dog sitting business, and they need me to look at the dogs for like 10 seconds while they did something.
All good, all good, all good.
What'd you guys talk about? Hang on.
Favorite factions in Mexico, mostly.
I've barely touched Mexico, honestly.
Apparently, the Rio Grande Republic is very fun, but I haven't tried them yet. I really like the Texan Brotherhood, and they're kind of next to. Oh, no, Texan Brotherhood Ammo chapter. They're right next to the Brotherhood. But I've also played like Tlalocan, or I don't know, Talok. I don't know how I pronounce that.
My favorite base mod nation in general. Time King just asked what's our favorite base mod nation. My favorite Mexican one is probably Talcan. He's got cool, unique mechanics, even if I've never done a full run with him. Like, I've touched him, and I'm like, oh, he's cool. My favorite one in general, though, it's Vegas. Vegas is such a chill experience to play that I enjoy it.
I love playing Diana. It makes me so happy to think like to be like the omnipotent creature, deity person here to bring peace and happiness to the wasteland and blah 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 blah. And I always end up going down the super evil route and like turning Lanius into my puppet and all that.
The trans urge to be a domineering woman. I gotta read another thing. The bane of man. Mankind threw away its right to this world long ago when they bathed it in hellfire and radiation. We are their spawn, their mightiest creation, and their greatest creation. Humanity has no right to our world, for now is the age of the super mutant!
Yeah.
Their favorite is the Bone Dancers, Tyrant Kings. Bone Dancers are pretty cool. They're the fucking...
Are fun. I will admit, doing the king route.
Oh, King Vegas?
No,
King of the Bone Dancers?
Yeah. Hail to the king.
I've never actually played through the Bone Dancers.
Okay, yeah. Do you mind if I spoil the focus tree?
No, go ahead.
It's basically this guy comes along. So the Bone Dancers, they're one of these cannibal tribes.
I'm
right?
gonna hit play just so you know.
Okay, good.
All right. Yeah, I know who they are generally, but
4-speed because right now we're just gonna be doing. Oh no, we're doing a war. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut up now.
You carry on.
No, but
You're good.
Bone dancers. They if they do you do their king route basically. This cannibal tribe, they meet this guy who he's like shrouded in darkness, and he comes out of the woods and he's just like, I can give you power. And obviously these crazy cannibals are like, oh my goodness, power? That's so cool. And so he goes and he basically takes them into this vault that like turns people into these like hideous corrupted mutants. And you have to, the first part of your focus tree is going in there and killing all of the stuff in there. But once you get in there, you find out that you have that this vault is full of Geks, but they're corrupted by the radiation, like the mutation that happened, the stuff that happened inside, and so they're corrupted Geks. So it gives you infrastructure, but it lowers the population of your states. And so what you do is you go into other people, whenever you do the route, you go into other people's places, and then you build these like super awesome like bastions of like of infrastructure and building slots and all that stuff, but at the cost of the lives of the people there. So you literally go out sacrificing people to your dark Gek god to create more stone structures for you. It's so cool.
So what I'm hearing is this whole nation is dedicated to the transformation kink.
Yes.
Oh, leather latex wolf goo, man.
Not to mention they also eat people. Like that's they're
Oh,
really hard to
vor?
play 'cause they have so.
Did somebody say
Yeah.
vor?
As vores you can get by like cooking people alive and then eating them. You know.
That's what's called hard vor. I used to have a coworker who was into vor, and I asked him about the appeal. And one of the things they clarified to me is like, well, there's really two kinds of vor. There's hardcore and soft vor, and I'm into soft vor. And I'm like, can you explain? Hard vor is when you're fully digested. Soft vor is when you come out the other end alive.
Oh, so sometimes you just like die?
Yeah, that's hard vor. Hard vor is like real life. Soft vor has the fantasy of it all being okay in the end.
Is it still okay? So I'm not very versed in this sort of thing. Is it still vor if it's just like cannibalism?
I don't know. I'd assume that's an element of hard vor, but I don't know if it's still considered vor at that point. I'm not a vor man myself.
There we go. All right. So I have this really funny thing that I can do where I can buy energy weapons.
Sexy.
From the Van Graffs.
Yeah.
So I could be super mutants armed with energy weapons.
The best. Also, Tyrant King wants you to talk about the Sephara Lord path of the Bone Dancers.
Oh, they're even better. Well, I'm not better necessarily. I like them a little bit more just because it goes back to that whole like being a pious good boy or whatever. But well, you're not exactly a good boy. They kind of do a lot of murdering. But basically, instead of this dark shadowy guy who takes you into the vault, instead you can take on like the principles and teachings of the Heaven's Gate people. And they come in and they basically like preach to you that like, oh, you should be in the Lord's grace and all that stuff. And then these cannibals immediately pick up a Bible and look at it, and they skip past all the parts about like being nice to people and immediately go to kill all the heretics now. And so you go on a big holy war crusade and you murder people.
Ah. So like modern Christians. Wah wah.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm gonna read another thing. Realm of the Goliath. That's the voice that hurts your throat, Brian? Stop it. Realm of the Goliath. Long ago, the greatest warrior was known as the Goliath. But it was he who brought the armies of the great nations to kneel before him. Only the intervention of the Almighty was enough to stay his hand, his aggression. Now, there is no Almighty left to save humanity from the Goliath, and may woe fall upon those who would attack his kingdom. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play again.
Okay.
Carry on this. They pick up the Bible and they're all like, "Crusades, you say?"
They go and that's basically what they do.
Nobody expects the Sephara Inquisition.
They also find a way to purify the Geks in the vault, so that way they can basically you can do all the cool parts of doing the Gek thing on the other side without all of the murder.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it also cores states as the purified version, but not as the non-purified version. So like whenever you use it on a state, it goes from being like a outsider territory to, and you don't have to spend political power to
Yeah, to immediately
it,
being cored.
yeah, it just fixes it. It's great.
I got another thing to read.
All good, all good, all good.
A lesson learned. It took some courage to convince the supermutants of the Warren to leave their cave, venturing out to the land of the exiles in the far north. The carcass wastes, as some smooth skins called them, littered with bones and remains of an old world dried dead by radiation. It is here, in the desolate land of the in the desolate land that the first finally realized what the wizard's true lesson was to him. The first answer of how to fix the plight of the supermutants wasn't literally up north, but merely where he would find the answer. The path of the supermutants is one of conquest. Why should the Warren hide in their caves when just hundreds of years ago, the supermutants were poised to hold the world by its throat? He convinced the supermutants to attack this place. Why not the rest of Oregon? Soon, the first would return to the Warren, his heart beating like a drum as he searched for a war chief to bring along with him. Perhaps a good few arena bouts with some of the recent arrivals to the cave would reveal one who is worthy. Sometimes a trip outside is all it takes. The next people I'm poised to go to war with are the Rib Breakers, right?
Yes.
Alright, let me get my people onto that border. I got a few political decisions I can make. It keeps telling me I can modify my government, but I can't.
So my suggestion for how to beat these guys, by the way, I know you probably got it in the bag, but just in case, basically, focus your forces around so that you can do 2 big pushes to Elkhorn and Belknap Springs.
Alright.
Because that's where their supply hubs are, and since these are regular normie humans, if you take their supply lines, they like get totally nutted on in terms of fighting you, because they need to shoot at you with guns. Even.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. The supply lines should really factor into what areas I conquer now more than. Yeah, this actually brings a new element.
More fun. Oh, we'll go ahead.
I think this brings new elements to the battles that I really like.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it's so cool. Like now you actually have to like think about what you're attacking, and you don't just like right click on bad guy, big tank army, strong.
Yeah, like there was a little bit of planning, but like not a lot before. But now there's lots, because now I want to like charge across their supply lines, ideally.
Exactly. And the AI has actually been made better too. Now like they actually like they with the.
Also, I'm gonna hit play. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, go on.
Whenever you want to unpause, just go ahead.
All right, I just always want to let you know.
Like I said, I'm just chilling.
All right.
I'm literally like, but yeah. Now by adding the supply line stuff to the AI, now they're like better at like winning the game, because before the AI was kind of incompetent in some areas, especially for mods. Like I remember I had games whenever I would play Kaiserreich where a country would spend like 30 years, not 30, spend like 3 years trying to naval invade me, and then as soon as they finally get the stable naval invasion, they immediately all head out and leave and go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that, and so like now they don't do that, and it's so cool.
Oh yeah, real quick, Tyrant King said 2 things. Also, the Sephara Lords can either kill Heaven's Gate or ally with them and join their faction. And also, do we know about the April Fool's version of the Bone Dancers? Isn't that all one big Twin Peaks reference? Their April Fool's version?
I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with the April Fool's one.
I think that's what it is. I'm sure there's a delay between us talking and what chat here, so I'm sure Tyrant King will tell us in a moment. So
Man,
anyway, you were talking about like how the AI is way better.
Yeah. The AI is just a lot better because now the AI actually had like so before, from what I understand, the AI had a rough time like actually fighting players sometimes just because it turns out in a strategy game you have to be strategic, and Paradox isn't exactly known for their AI like capabilities. But now that there's supply lines,
The
basically
AI like
the AI,
understands the strategy of them.
well, the AI is just told don't let your supply lines get capped.
Yeah.
And also make sure that bad guys don't take your capital, and that's enough for them to do competently now, because now they have like individual little goals that it can focus on, whereas before it was just like me make a big army, me stand around and wait for a bad guy to fight.
Yeah.
Now
One
it actually
thing
has like a little bit of initiative. Cool.
One thing I want them to do is add to some of the factions a repeatable thing at the end of their focus trees that sort of keeps them fighting. Like, for example, I would love it if, like, the NCR and the Rangers had a thing that, like, once they hit the end of their focus tree, it's like, alright, who's the most dangerous raider group? Declare war on them. Until they eliminate all raider factions that border them.
Usually that's just how it goes, just by like how like usually the like and the NCR AI is actually really good about that. If it beats Caesar's
Really?
Legion, which happens once in like a blue moon, because Caesar's Legion usually what ends up happening, dude, it's so rough fighting in Caesar's Legion. Just like as any faction, because it's just so big and they have so many infantry, and you're just sitting there like, I can't attack this. There's like 10 guys on one tile. What do I do? But
Yeah. I can fuck him up
yeah.
pretty good as house when I know what I'm
Oh
doing.
yeah,
Like,
because the robots just walk on them.
yeah, what you
And that's one
do,
of the things.
you hunker down in Hoover Dam, or like whatever border you share with them, you hunker down there and you sit there for like 10 years while they throw their soldiers at you to die into like your meat grinder, and then once they run out of soldiers, you charge.
Oh yeah, I do that. I've done that before with the Mojave chapter, but like whenever you're playing as like the NCR, you can't like afford to do that because they beat you. You know,
Hmm.
like so you have to go in and fight them. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, it's the main. I think it's a really well balanced war, considering it's supposed to be the central focus piece, especially.
yeah.
I can't wait. The next update, they're overhauling the NCR, and they're actually going to split the NCR in half. Do you know
So
about that?
like one half is controlled by like the Mojave territories or what?
No, so we already have the Mojave territories. It's going to be split into North California and South California. With every couple of years, an election will be held, and the New California will be a faction, and the leader of the faction will be chosen via election.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it seems really fucking cool. I'm excited for it when it, like, what it's gonna happen with it.
And it makes the NCR Civil War a lot easier to like figure out what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Well, what's gonna trigger it is if there's like too close of a tie in the election. So like, you want to make sure the election goes heavily one way, but sometimes you want to go. One faction is gonna be warmonger, while the other is gonna be peacekeeping and infrastructure building. So like, when you want to go to war, you want the warmongering people to be in charge, but if you've been supporting the other group for election after election after election, you risk splitting the vote by throwing all the energy at the new faction, which risks a civil war. So there's going to be a lot more strategy to it.
I mean, I feel like I would probably be the type to just never go off of the peacekeeping infrastructure and just build like this big ass economy and then just lose to Caesar.
Also, I'm going to read another thing. Well, hang on. First, from Tyrant King. The Equestria at War April Fool's event in the Game Rules tab not only adds Equestria to the game, but turns the Bone Dancers into the Black Lodge. Yeah, I know about that. That can become a roaming warmonger of a powerhouse. They are the Twin Peaks Easter egg reference that is set up as the main faction that faces Equestria. So yeah, you have to turn on the Equestrian April Fool's Day to get them. And real quick, let me read, Making Slaves of the Unworthy. That's the voice that hurts your throat, Brian, stop. There are few within our lands who are truly worthy of the gift of mutation. Instead, we keep them as slaves for labor, and in the case of those who are too weak for labor, cattle upon which to feast. Alright,
Oh, what? We have all these people in our land who we don't know what to do with them because they're not mutants? What if we have them be slaves and eat them? Yes!
I like going down this path. I've played Troll War once before and got my shit rocked, but at the end of this path, you basically find the solution to the mutant sterility problem. Mutants can't have kids, but humans can. So you hold competitions amongst the humans where those who are strong are allowed to be mutated while the rest are slaves and are allowed to have kids whenever they want.
What kind of discount Imperium of Man, adept as the starty shit is this? Come on.
Anyway, I'm gonna hit play now.
I'm gonna be right back. You can keep it on pause just because I'm not doing anything, but I'm gonna get food real quick.
Alright. I like watching the new supply lines, although I hate the sound they make. Because it's a little bit annoying. I can't wait. I've seen they have, like, some cow designs, a model that they're working on, so it looks more like Brahmin. I like them transforming as they roll in. Like, what the fuck is going on here? It's so goofy. But it's because it's all temporary things. So, okay, that's clearly them arriving. So that's them leaving this destination is when they transform. And then when they arrive, they turn into the one standing next to it. Do you both know the Kaiser April Fool's event? Swap Caesar... Yeah, I know about that one. Remember my Wild Wasteland run? I had all these turned on for a while. Granted, a lot of them didn't get far because the Gary one broke all the other April Fool's Day stuff. Which eventually I'll do another Wild Wasteland run and just not have Gary be on.
Why does Gary break the all the other ones?
So Gary, he gives 10,000 or 100,000 manpower to every nation at the start of the game and gives them an effect that gives them another 10,000 every month. So it makes it so every faction has unlimited manpower. But the problem is, all of the Equestria April Fool's factions don't get added in until a couple months after the Gary event, meaning none of them get Gary, which means they all spawn in and then immediately get killed.
By the infinite manpower allies?
Yeah, because normally they're supposed to be, like, way stronger than everyone, but when everybody has infinite manpower, they're not.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to now do... Oh! I gotta pick one of these. Alright, who do I want to level up? Of course, the first above all. The first above all. There is no reason why any of the fools should have the title of War Chief. The warband should all heed the word of the first, straight from within the depths of the warren. From here, the first can incite other leaders how to fight better. Teach them where they might falter and how they can succeed. So I'm the leader of the military and leader of the country. What's that kind of government where, like, the military runs it?
Military junta.
Military what?
Junta.
Junta?
It's spelled Junta, but it's junta. Actually, where, like, a military high command, like, council controls the entire government.
Yeah. I'm sorry, there's a Donkey Kong Crew April Fool's event? I do not know that one.
That's the newest one. It spawned as Donkey Kong and his buddies in, where New Victoria is, and they go and fight the Broken Coast.
I fucking love it. Oh, but that's where the Minutemen spawn when you turn them on.
Yes.
I like the Minutemen a lot, so I think I'd rather have the Minutemen than Donkey Kong. Because the Minutemen are a terrifying enemy in the April Fool's Day, because you know how they work, right?
They get like unlimited manpower, right?
No, they have one goal that repeats. Another settlement needs your help. It repeats infinitely, and what it does is instantly conquer and core a random settlement in the map, or without declaring war.
Goodness.
So they're just slowly taking random pointless pieces of land from across the map. But that slowly adds up, and they never make enemies with anybody, because, the way it works. They only make enemies with somebody if somebody wants a piece of land they have already. So that means that the Minutemen keep getting stronger and stronger and become a terrifying endgame boss for any player. Because they'll have a million little outclaves scattered across your empire that all have soldiers in them. It's fantastic. The DK Minutemen do conflict with each other. That's sad. Okay, I finished the first above all. That means I can make the first a military general, right? No, I cannot. Okay. I've got a new thing to pick. The War Instructor.
With my, busted ass capitalist economy that's barely functioning.
You're going to be the economic head of our union, and I'm going to be the not quite military head because you've got the better
Once I do
tech.
Throughout Uprising, I get pretty broke. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I kind of right now I'm building as much as I can right now because I get all the bonuses to it because of New Reno stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
once I do that Throughout Uprising, I don't think I get to keep most of it.
Mm-hmm.
It exchanges for like manpower buffs and stuff, so I can build a big ass army.
Yeah. But anyway, the war stirs. The drums of war, created from the innumerable barrels that once contained FEV that brought the war into life, echo through the hills. Even the most violent of the local tribes cower in their homes, feasting on what be their last meal of human flesh. The war stirs, and from it comes a horde of hungry mutants. Alright, I'm gonna hit play now. So yeah, you're sort of like a ticking time bomb, whereas I'm like a slowly growing, lumbering mass.
Yeah, basically. Like I'm just sitting here innocently looking around, being like, "Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm just New Reno until it's too late."
Hmm. So how does the DK April Fool's group work?
I don't know. I haven't played with it. I accidentally turned it on one time.
Either of you know about the Lunar Legion or the Hades Legion? I do not know about those.
Never heard of them.
Tyrant King just asked about if we knew about them.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, you turn them on once by accident.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Chunky. He's dead. DK! Chunky's dead! You've seen that video, right?
Yeah.
Fucking love it. DK! Chunky Kong is dead! Oh, what is this? Expel the riff. Ah. Now we're just playing the wait game. Oh my god, I just realized we've been going for 47 minutes without me breaking recording. I got very caught up in conversations. Alright, so we just got an extra long video for people, even after I edit it down a little. The Lunar Legion is what happens when the think tank puppets the Legion. Oh god, that's terrifying. Tell us about it next time. By which I mean in a few seconds. I just gotta break the recording in half. So those of you on YouTube, come back next week for more of this. While you're on the YouTube channel, why don't you go and check out... Also, hang on, let me fucking... Hang on. You don't want to hear that sound. Why don't you go and check out Night in the Woods, which went live on the same day as this. With me still playing Demon Tower. That is where I am in the game on the day that this video is going to go up, I believe. And if you want another war-type game, Iron Harvest on my channel. Fucking love that game.
Harvest is so good.
Oh, you've played it?
Yes.
Oh, it's so fucking good, isn't it? I love the world of 1920 plus. I have the board game Scythe. But anyway, those of you on YouTube, see you next time. Ta-ta! Oh god, the Lunar Legion's the undead trauma harnesses of legionaries. Huh. Well, we'll hear more about that next time.
I have an idea for a future multiplayer series.
Okay, hold on one second.